everyone. We are out on the farm again, and today we're going to be going out into the field and checking on some of the different groups of donkeys. So we're going to start out today in one of the south fields, and we've got Merlin over here, which is the really tame donkey that makes a lot of noise. And we'll be visiting a couple different groups of donkeys today, and Mom and Dad will be talking to us a little bit about their care and some of their special features. So I'm going to turn you around so that way you can see Merlin.
Morning, everybody. Say hi to Merlin. Merlin, say hi. This is Merlin. He's a donkey, full-size donkey. We had some miniature donkeys in the past, many years ago, but all of these are full-size. And Merlin's been around here for a long time. I'm going to guess, what, maybe 15 years?
Something like that.
Something like that. And he's a good boy. He's probably daddy to quite a few of the others that we've got out in the field. Donkeys have long ears, longer than a horse's, and their mane tends to stand up a little bit more than horses. And they can be lots of different colors. They might be brown, light brown, tan, gray. We've got a little bit of everything out here. Just kind of like us, they get different colors of hair.
So we've talked a little bit about how the goats doesn't really hurt, like if they bite at you. Do donkeys have teeth on the top and the bottom?
Yeah. And, yeah. Smile. You don't want those biting on you. So you have to be careful. Anytime you feed a horse or a donkey, you want to be sure that your hand is flat so that they can't get a hold of a finger if they wanted to.
Tell them about the cross on the back.
Yeah, most donkeys have a cross on their back. It'll start up here and go down. I don't know if you can see that dark streak. And then
It comes down the side.
goes down the side on each side. And I don't really know why they have them, but there are several legends that go along with the cross on the donkey. One of them is that the donkey is what carried Jesus. And so you can look that up and study that if you want to. But anyway, that's kind of one of the legends, but we really don't know why they have the cross other than what legend says.
So you mentioned that they have their big teeth and you don't want to feed them with your hand flat or feed them with your fingers up because they might bite your fingers accidentally. What are some other things that the donkeys eat? Do you have to feed them special food, or can they pretty well forage on their own?
Oh, they can eat on their own. Watch them.
Yeah. Sorry, it's pretty windy outside. I had to put a hat on before we came out. It cooled down quite a bit.
You'll be here, it's going to be windy.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. So, do donkeys tend to stay in groups, or are they kind of solitary and do their own thing?
They usually stay in groups. He's happy to be up by himself. What was going on, he could probably hear the four-wheeler. So, the other ones are down in the bottom. I think we'll go down there and look at them here real soon. I saw them earlier this morning.
So, you said that Merlin was around 15. How long can donkeys live?
Donkeys can live into their 30s. A female can have babies well into her 20s, 20, 25 years old. She'll produce some babies. And they can all live up to like 30, 35 years old. We've had Melvin since he was young. And another thing you got to be careful of is they do like to kind of fight each other, bite on each other, kick at each other. So you don't want to be around them when they're doing that. Just kind of want to get out of the way and let them do their thing. And you certainly don't want to stand behind them, or you could get kicked pretty easily by them.
Yeah, Amanda, Melvin is a very friendly donkey. He loves to get loved on and pet. He's really social with us. He's kind of crabby sometimes with the other donkeys, so he can be a little bit grouchy with them, but he loves people. He's also really loud. You can hear him braying from miles away. In fact, I think I read, I was looking at stuff last night, I think I read somewhere that you can actually hear donkeys like from, I think, 3 miles away.
The wind's right.
So, my house is about a mile away from here, and there are times whenever I can hear him specifically.
smells.
I didn't remember. I'm sure it did, but I don't remember what it was. All right, should we go and check out some of the other ones? One of the other things that I read online is that a female donkey's gestation, or how long she is pregnant, is from, I think, 11 to 14 months. So they only have babies once a year. So they're pregnant for quite a while.
It averages about a year.
So this is the field that we were at yesterday, or not yesterday, last Friday. Sorry, whenever we saw the newborn tobacco being born. He was born right there on the other side of that hill. So Mom mentioned that we have full-size donkeys now, but we started out with miniature donkeys. Bob, do you want to talk about why we got miniature donkeys?
Yeah. Sean wanted to have a project with some miniature donkeys. One of our neighbors. Hang on.
We're going down a bit of a hill now.
One of our neighbors, Kathy Robinson, had some miniature donkeys, and so we bought Sean a couple of miniature donkeys, Rick and Bill, and he learned to train them and work with them, and he showed them in the cutting fair a couple different times. And we had Rick and Bill for many, 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 many years. Sean got those when he was probably, I don't know, 8, 9 years old, and he's now 33, and they have not been gone for all that long.
So the donkeys, we've got 3 of them that are over here in the timber. Move a little bit. And you can see the one that's approaching us. She's really light colored.
I don't think
Yeah, I kind of doubt they'll come across since they're on the other side of the creek. But you can see here that there are 3 pretty distinct different colors. Oh, maybe they will come across. Depends on how badly they want the food.
they don't like you, Sandy.
So this one that's on the right, she is getting quite big. Mom's pretty sure she's pregnant. Dad doesn't seem to think she is, but she's got a nice big belly on her. You can also see the baby that's over a little bit behind her. He's definitely more furry and woolly. Some of the donkeys will have a little bit more of a slick coat with shorter hair, and some of them are going to have longer and more fuzzy hair. So they know there's grain here. They know they want it. They're just not quite sure they want to come across the creek right now to come get it.
Oh, the cows are behind.
And the cows have come behind us too, because they hear the grain over here also. Oh, here comes one of them. You can see her big old belly. Maybe we'll get lucky this month and we'll be able to see a newborn baby donkey. So you can see that the cows have come up behind us because they can hear the bucket of grain rattling. So the donkeys stay out here in the field with the cows. They pretty well do their own thing and hang out on their own, but they're not afraid to come around the cows too often. And these aren't as tame as Melvin, most certainly, but they are certainly a lot more friendly than when we got them. Mom and Dad have bought donkeys kind of on and off over the years at cattle sales, and usually when we get them they are not friendly at all and are very skittish, but you know, by working with them and feeding them and getting them to be a bit more used to people, they become more friendly. So sometimes people have donkeys to do jobs around the farm, like you'll sometimes see them pulling carts in parades, or just pulling plows. That's not why we have these donkeys. They're just kind of for fun. They can be pretty protective. Donkeys can be used to keep coyotes away and scare them off, and coyotes can come in from the field and, you know, have been known to go after and attack or kill calves. But between all the donkeys and the dogs that we have, the coyotes usually keep a pretty good distance away from the cattle, and we don't have too many problems with them. You can definitely see on the two donkeys that are closest to us, you can see the cross that's there on their back. It stands out more with the lighter color, which is really interesting. Let's see, what else about donkeys? So donkeys have a lot of similar characteristics to horses. They're mammals. They have 4 legs. They have hooves on the bottom of their legs. Donkeys' hooves are more soft than a horse's, so they can bow out and break a little bit more than what a horse does, so you have to keep an eye on that. Like Mom said, they do have much longer ears than a horse does. They also are known to be more stubborn. It's harder to break than it is a horse. They kind of get it in their minds to do something or not do something, and they become really stubborn and can be difficult to work with. Did you want to go to the other field? Okay, we're going to go ahead and we'll load up and we'll go to another part of this south field, because there are, I think Dad said, 11 donkeys that are in a group over there. They've been kind of crabby lately with each other, and fighting each other with that group. So we'll get it over. Fun to see walk around in big groups.
There's 9 on the other side of the farm too.
So we have 4 that kind of hang together on this part of the south field, and then we'll go up on another part, and there are 11 in that part that kind of hang out together. And then on the north side of the property, over by where my house is, there's a group of 9 that hang out together. Yep.
A mule. We named him Bo, and mules are a cross between a female horse and a male donkey. We've never had any mules born here, which is awkward, but it's got to be a mama horse and a daddy donkey. And then any mule babies that are born will not ever be able to have babies themselves. I've always kind of hoped that maybe we would have a baby mule, but that's never happened. Maybe one of these days it will.
So what are some other reasons? I said that people might own donkeys to, you know, kind of for fun, like to pull carts, or donkeys around the farm kind of as a novelty?
Well, a lot of people used to use them as pack horses or pack animals. We don't do that so much anymore, but that's something that they used to be good at.
They use them a lot of times up in the mountains. When hunters go hunting, they'll use a donkey or a mule to carry their equipment up there, because the donkeys are real sure-footed.
So donkeys would be a better animal to have when you're traveling with things in the mountains than a horse then?
Yes.
And if somebody wanted to have a donkey as a pet, I would suggest that a miniature donkey would be a better pet to have. They're smaller, and I think that their temperaments are usually a little bit more friendly than a bigger donkey.
About how big were the miniature donkeys? We could kind of see how big Merlin was when you stood up next to him. How big were the miniature donkeys?
The miniature donkeys at their tallest on their back was about waist high. And they were pretty easy to train. They were real friendly and easy to take care of and just fun to have around.
Yeah, I remember Sean putting like a halter around their face and the lead line, and he would walk them around.
Yeah.
There I see the donkeys up on top of the hill.
Yeah, he trained them to go to through a little obstacle course, jumping over things and walking around things. Oh, we're coming up on him.
Some of these might eat. All these aren't as friendly.
Yeah, these fight with each other sometimes, so if you see bite marks on them, that's just what they've done to each other. We've got a couple young ones up here. That one, these two in front of us are both young. And
Oh, I think I said Merlin again. Sorry. Thanks for keeping me honest, Sean. Yeah, see, they get an attitude with each other, and they start braying and kicking and biting. And honestly, there's really not much to do in a situation like that. You don't want to get in the middle of it, certainly, and try to break it up, because then you could get hurt and get kicked. So you can see some different colors on the donkeys. Again, we've got the darker ones and the lighter colored ones with the patches. Oh, here comes one of the steer. There's a little baby. When were these little ones born, Dad?
This one was born this year.
So I think we have, what, maybe 4 little ones?
yeah, there's several little ones.
3 or 4 born this year.
And were they kind of just born at, what was that? Was that last fall when they were born? Is that when I remember it? Now they're definitely just carrying on and just being their normal crabby selves up here. I really like this little guy right here. He's really funny and furry.
He'll lose that fur before long.
All right, well, that's kind of all we have on the donkeys. They're fun to have. They're not you know, the most cuddly of creatures, but they are kind of fun and interesting, and they do definitely have some different purposes that you can use them for. For us, They don't really serve a purpose. Besides, we say they keep coyotes away. I'm not sure that they do, but they are fun to have. They're fun to hear in the morning and all throughout the day, hear them braying. And yeah, they're just a fun little creature on the farm. All right, did you have anything else you wanted to say? What?
There's the cow that just had the calf. What day was it? Friday?
Friday. Is this one right
yeah,
here?
you might kind of walk over to it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go see him.
It's really grown.
So this calf that, this cow and calf that we're walking up to right here, this is the calf that was born on Friday. The one that we saw being born.
It's good. She'll run off.
You can see that he's looking really good. He's grown up nice and big. So yeah, there's an update. That's what a calf who is almost a week old looks like. Alright everyone, well, glad that you could join us this morning out in the field and got to see some donkeys and learn a little bit more about them. We will do Fun on the Farm tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing quite yet, but if you have anything that you'd like to see again or you would like to learn more about, feel free to shoot me a message. Donkeys are coming up behind me. Feel free to shoot me a message or comment on one of the videos, or if you have any questions about anything, feel free to put them in the comments and we will answer them. Bye everybody, have a great day.